Welcome to the Pharmacy Residency Podcast, a member of the Pharmacy Podcast Network. I am knee-deep in LOIs right now. I had to actually put up a thing on my website telling people where their LOI is in the queue because these need to be done. I'm trying to do 48 hours in terms of turnaround. And I've gotten through 14. I'm working on 15 right now, but I needed to stop because I keep getting the same question, and I understand. And I'm just kind of beside myself that schools are making $150, $200, $300,000 and have not prepared students for this. I'm not blaming the students. I'm saying that if I were to give somebody that much money, my expectation is that they are on it, that these faculty that are wanting to help you have a plan in place, a disaster plan for this group of phase 2 very bold people. So I'm going to tell you the 5 things that need to be in that email to an RPD. The very first thing is that your letter should not be generic. This is not an email blast. You are not emailing the 132 hospital positions to see if somebody emails back. It must be thoughtful. And yes, you can just kind of twist it around a little bit, but you should have 2 screens up. One screen with the website that you're looking at, and the other screen as you're going through this, and maybe you're going from the center of where you are in terms of a state or something else. And what you're not trying to do is get 25 to apply to. What you're trying to do is get 3 to apply to. I am letting you know right now that the top 3 choices will represent 96% of the matches. So that is where you want to do it. You want great relationships with up to 3 sites. You are not trying to get 25 sites and hoping for the best. It's a numbers game. It is not a numbers game. It is a quality game. This is going deep, not going broad. Okay, so every single letter that goes to an RPD who is working on the weekend while the coronavirus is causing havoc, while people are stealing PPE and all of these things, it must be a thoughtful, concise letter. So the very first thing, this is why I'm specifically interested in the program. You have an academic medical center. I have experience in an academic medical center. You have a peds hospital. I did a specialty peds rotation. You're a community pharmacy. I've worked in community pharmacy. It should sound just like that, where exactly what they are known for is what is in your bag of experience. I assure you it is much better to apply to a smaller number where you literally match than it is to try to just blast as many applications out there as you can. Okay. Second, this is the toughest one, but it requires honesty, and they will appreciate this honesty because it's the first thing they're going to ask. I think I didn't match because, okay? So I'll talk about the examples below in a minute, but the number one reason that someone didn't match who got an interview is because the interview either 1, didn't go well, or 2, you just went after places that had 200, 300 applicants. UNC had 500 applicants, I heard. All you have to do is make sure that the blame is on you and not on someone else, because all they're looking for is not the reason, but how do you deal with stress? How do you deal with a bad situation? And the blame must go to you, and you say, I feel that maybe I didn't interview well, or I was happy with AmCare and hospital, but I feel like when I interviewed, I didn't really make clear that I want to be in a hospital that has an AmCare rotation, or I want to be in an AmCare rotation that has hospital components. Okay, but now I am clear on my focus. You must make clear that this was the issue. I have fixed the issue. Now I'm ready. Third, what are the questions that you actually have? Don't ask questions that are on the website. That is an immediate delete. Ask a question that isn't possibly on the website that is really just narrowing down, is this a place that you're going to apply? Is this one of your top 3? And if you have multiple questions, put them in bullets so it's easy to read and easy to just put an answer under them when you're replying. Again, we're thinking about the RPD. They're on their weekend. They've got 200 emails or something like that, and the easiest way to do it is to create little bullets and a little space for them to answer your question and to reply. Number 4, you can attach the CV, but make sure that you mention 2 to 3 relevant highlights from your CV. Don't make them look for it. The biggest mistake I keep seeing over and over again, because they've taught you to do this in pharmacy school, and this is absolutely wrong, is that a CV does not have to be in time order. Your publications have to be in reverse time order. But if you're applying to a hospital residency, why in the world, if you've got non-patient care, community, elective rotations, do you make the RPD, who is super busy, go through 4 or 5 different sites before they ever get to, oh, is this a hospital? It should go hospital, hospital, hospital if you're applying to a hospital rotation. Number 5, if available, attach your LOI and put in a few sentences from it. If your first paragraph is very good, which it should be, and explains all that you're trying to do, go for it from there, okay? I am helping people with their LOIs, and I'm making sure that it is as perfect as I can possibly make it under the time pressure. But you must get a top 8% LOI. There is 1 spot for every 13 people. So your CV must be top 8%. Your LOI must be top 8%. Okay? Your emails to the RPDs must be top 8%. And of course, your interview must be top. Well, your interview has to be top 20. Because once you get that interview, you are now at 1 in 5. Okay, so 1 to 13 to 1 in 5. You want to listen to some people that succeeded? Listen to Key Gales in episode 217 of the Pharmacy Residency podcast. He was the PICOA champion, and that means that he had the highest PICOA score at his school, but he didn't interview well. And it wasn't that he's not a good interviewer, he doesn't speak well. It was that he wanted a hospital with PGY2 AmCare, and it kept coming out as, so which do you want? Do you want hospital or AmCare? And he's like, well, I want to explore it, but I want to work in a hospital. And he had outpatient hospital experience, but he'd still worked in a hospital before. But this was a Rokai guy, really smart guy, really personable, just lucky to have him where he's now, but this is just a really smart guy. Number 2, Madeline Aquilano, who is the Lux pharmacist. She is in episode 307. We just talked to her, and she only applied to 4. But the reason she made it was that she had evidence of serving the underserved, and that's the place that she ended up at. But she had Yale rotations, and New Haven is not the best neighborhood in the world, but she was at Yale. This is one of the 8 Ivy League schools, and it was the hospital there. So again, she said, okay, well, I am willing to drive over there. And that may not be an opportunity here with the coronavirus, but you must make clear, I am willing to do more than a 20-minute Skype interview to hope that I get the rotation or the residency. The 2 Inova pharmacists, episodes 238 and 239, they really understood the opportunities in a hybrid hospital, and you'll have to listen to it to understand. But everyone's like academic medical center, okay? I don't want to go to a small rural hospital because I fear that my PGY2 chances are going to go down. PGY2 chances are 75%. Like you're in good stead with PGY2. Plenty of PGY2s out there. So this is a hybrid hospital at Inova. There is, I think, 1 spot available. And this is what's really great, is that you can listen to their RPD in 237 or episode 237. So again, it would maybe take you an hour to listen to 217, 307, 238, 239, 237, maybe hour and a half, but you would have a template of 4 people that matched in phase 2 and 1 RPD that so lucky to have him. He's such a great guy. He was Brandon Dyson of TLDR Pharmacy's RPD. So again, that is my advice. That's what you send to the RPD. The whole time you're writing, everything must be, I am going to make this RPD's life easier, not only in this match process, but as a resident. Everything must be about serving. There is none of this garbage that is in this UCSF document, this ACCP document. Your residency site will make my dreams come true, will allow me to accomplish my goals, will let me have the experience that I need. It cannot be about you. It absolutely cannot. It is about service. It is about them. That's what will let you succeed. Key Gales, Madeline Aquilano, and the two Inova pharmacists, as soon as you talk to them, you can see that their focus is completely on other people and helping them. That is exactly where you have to go. So again, I want to take this fight with you. I want to help you, but you have to recognize that this opportunity that you have for these last 132 hospital spots, if that's what you're going for, it can happen, and it will happen if you follow these guidelines, because I assure you that many of the people out there are trying to do this on your own, and you must bring your crew together. And if you do, I can see that you can get to that interview, change your odds to 1 out of 5. So best of luck. I've got to get back to the LOIs, but I had to send this out there. And again, I'm doing the very best I can. I have it now on residencyhelp.com LOI template. You can see where you are in the queue. I've gotten through 14 LOIs, and takes me almost an hour to do each one, so I expect to be here again very late at night, continuing to work through this. So best of luck, and I'll still try to answer your questions when I can, but it's gotten really busy. Hey, thanks again for listening to the Pharmacy Residency Podcast. I do encourage you to go to residencyhelp.com, get on the mailing list. I'll send you out an email every Friday during residency season, but then afterwards, I'll still have a number of episodes on helping you get through residency itself. And then if you're somebody that's looking at residency in the future, I'll also have content for that as well. If you have a question, I'm pretty good about getting back to you. And if I don't have an answer, I will know someone that does. So thanks again for listening to the Pharmacy Residency Podcast. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please do rate and review. It really matters in terms of our ability to reach more people. Thanks again.